Good morning. Happy Sunday. This is Mean40, and today I wanted to talk about a new drama that I started called Our Blues. It has been given a lot of hype because of its star studded cast. Got a number of really great actors and actresses coming together, and so I was really excited about this drama. Today I am drinking a clear tea. This is a mug that my friend Gilo brought back for me from the UK. It's so beautiful. It's called a French Earl Grey. So it's got all the aspects that I love, poodles, France, and so many other great little things that makes me happy to hold this mug every Sunday morning. So Gilo, thank you so much. It comes with a cute diffuser that's meant for this tea mug, and it's a really big one because she knows I love to put a lot of tea leaves. Today I'm drinking oolong tea. Yesterday my meal was a bit heavy. This is the lid. So pretty, and I love all the little detailing that goes into this. Um, so after an evening with a big meal, I usually like to drink a clear tea like oolong or green tea. Oolong is a good one because you can keep steeping the leaves over and over and still retain the flavor of the tea. Pop in the chat where you are joining from. I'd love to hear from you as always. And we'll keep it interactive because today's topic is one that I've been thinking about and reading a lot about. And it's how to order my vitamin C. So, meaning when should I use the vitamin C? When is it best to apply this? And in between, what skincare items? But first, I wanted to talk about the drama a little bit because it's been on my mind. I started watching it from episode 1, and now in Canada, Netflix has released up to episode 4. There's 2 episodes a week. And my sister and I, we actually watched it together. We were so excited because the first couple episodes, they starred some of our favorite characters in the storyline. Um, I'm a fan personally of Cha Seung-won. I think he is a wonderful, versatile actor, and I've watched a lot of his work over the years. And of course, Lee Byung-hun is always someone in the Korean drama scene that I would watch automatically because he's in it. Um, Also, I love the fact that there's interweaving of multiple characters and storylines, kind of like Love Actually, but in a Korean sense. I also really like the vintage feel of it. For those of you who haven't been to Korea, if you do get a chance to visit Korea and it's on your bucket list, please be sure to include Jeju Island. You definitely will love the healing vibes that come from this little island. It's about an hour flight away from Seoul, maybe a little more than an hour, but definitely not too far away. And the vibe and the energy is just so different from the big city. And the drama does a really good job of portraying that. I think after visiting Jeju Island, I have a deep sense of appreciation for the work that the people do on that island, especially when it's food related. There's so many more different choices of seafood, and seaweed taste different there just because it's local. We've had so many great culinary experiences while we were visiting Jeju Island. It's very memorable and it sticks in my mind. Of course, I had the pleasure of traveling with local tour guides, like my friends who go to Jeju Island very frequently. Like for us, it's in Canada, it's almost like going to Niagara on the Lake. Like it's very accessible and very friendly. With so many dramas being filmed there, it has become a popular tourist destination, so it's not as quiet and tranquil as what I remember, but nonetheless, I really recommend that you make it a part of your trip. It's great with kids because they get to explore nature and there's a lot of entertainment there as well. It's great for adults just to experience a change of pace, and you really do get a sense of zen, but still have the amenities of the city as well. So that's Jeju, and just seeing the various scenes and how people live in Jeju was such a welcoming part of this first few episodes of the drama. I made it to episode 3, and my sister and I were saying that the storyline between Hansu and Uni I love how they reminisce about their childhood. I just found it a bit draining towards the end. I won't give spoilers, but I do hope that they continue on with this storyline, even if they are featured as minor characters in later episodes of the drama. I still want to continue to see them because I felt that both of them had such strong attributes that they brought towards the dialogue and the storyline. So one character that I'm really excited about seeing, and I think she is related, is Jung-a's character, and she hasn't appeared quite yet, but I'm interested in seeing that, and also the love line between Lee Byung-hun and Shimina. I started watching Korean dramas from a very, very long time ago, and when Shimina was 17, she entered into the K-drama scene as a character that played Lee Byung-hun's younger sister. So it's great to see that both of them have established their careers as actors and actresses, and then they're able to reunite again on a different premise. And their love line looks pretty interesting too. I'm really liking this oolong tea. Um, okay, when it comes to vitamin C, last summer I would apply this in the mornings, and I would use it in between the toner and like the serum, a thicker serum. So then it would be the Misha, the Time First Revolution, which is like the primer. And then I would use a toner, then this, and then my other layers. I found that that worked really well because I was in the habit of doing it. But then at the end of the summer, I actually had a lot of dark spots. And I think because the vitamin C makes your skin really vulnerable to hyperpigmentation and sun damage. So even though I used a really strong SPF, I always use 50. And this is one of the SPFs that I'm testing out for my video that's upcoming this month. Hi everyone, thanks for joining. Pop in the chat where you're joining from. Oh, hello, John C. Jose. So good to see you. It's been a while. I hope you're well. So even though I was applying a really strong SPF, I find that the vitamin C did make me vulnerable to the sun damage. So now this year, over the winter, I did a lot of work to erase the hyperpigmentation. I did masks. I did a lot of sun protection all year round. So I was wearing hats, sunscreen all year round. And then I was also using exfoliants, so chemical exfoliants and physical. And then I was also just really upping my usage of vitamin C, but at night. So my trick was I reversed it. I use the vitamin C at night now, and then during the day I use a niacinamide. And niacinamide is one of those key ingredients that also help to erase the sun damage and hyperpigmentation and dark spots. So I found that to work really well for me. So this summer, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that continuously. So in the morning, I would apply the Misha first, and then the toner, whether it's a toner pad or a regular toner, and then I'm going to apply the niacinamide. So right now I've done the first, the priming essence, and the toner. So then now I'm going to apply the niacinamide, which is a vitamin. It's a vitamin B3. It's very easily absorbed into the skin. So I'm very generous with this. I put another layer on my cheeks where the hyperpigmentation tends to be prevalent. So I have the most dark spots around this area. So I put an extra layer of vitamin B3, and then I just let that absorb. So then after that, what I like to do, oh, I forgot my neck. So then after that, I will use my Ample, which is a thicker serum that tends to seal in the vitamin B3. So I love the fact that this is non-sticky, but it's got a good enough texture that you can see that it is runny, but it really does provide that protective layer to kind of just shield from sun damage, and then at the same time, it gives a lot of hydration. So the ingredients in this Pyongyangyu serum are very minimal, and there's no water. So it's not a diluted form of serum. It's actually just the natural. Hi, Momo. Thanks for joining. It's good to see you all. The weather here is getting a lot warmer and the sun is coming out. And so I wanted to talk about vitamin C because we want to get into the habit before the dark spots form from all the exposure to the sun, because we are going to be outside a lot more often now, coming out of our winter mode and into the summer mode to enjoy the sun. So I really love the sun. And so in the mornings, by applying the niacinamide and then all the other skincare layers, I finish off with a moisturizer. And lately, I've been using an eye cream all over my face. Uh, so this is the eye cream that I'm using. It has healing marine water. They call it miracle um, marine water. But the point of this is to really detox and help brighten. So that aligns with what I want the vitamin C and vitamin B3 to do. So it's a very small little tin, but you don't need that much because this is really rich. So normally you would take the tool and then just apply it under the eyes, but I apply it to the areas where lines tend to be forming. And then by doing this, I find that eye creams are a better quality than a lot of facial moisturizers. So by applying it to the entire face, I'm getting a lot of extra nutrients. So this helps to clarify and really promote healthy skin. And if you also have eye creams at home, a lot of the times it's really hard to use them while they're still fresh. So I would suggest you try putting it on areas like your neck. That way you don't need to buy a separate neck cream. And then after you do that, you will feel that your skin is hydrated to the next level. Eye creams, at least the ones that I like, tend to be very superior. Koreans, they put a lot of concentrated ingredients, a lot of the more pricier, high quality ingredients into an eye cream because the eye area is really sensitive. So you're getting the benefits of using something that's nourishing for the eyes, but then applying it on your entire face. And it's not heavy at all. Sometimes some moisturizers can be really rich, but you can avoid clogging your pores sometimes by using the eye cream because it's meant to be a little bit lighter. Okay, and then finally, the sun cream. So this is one that I'm testing for my video. The CEO and director of the Korean Institute of Dermatological Sciences, she actually featured this in her video. And when I saw it, I was really interested, and I've been trying it for 2 days. So the texture, like, it's pretty light. And the thing about Korean sunscreens that I've been communicating to my friends and people who haven't tried Korean sun care is that it's a good form of skincare. It doesn't feel like some of the North American sunscreens that I've tried, especially the mineral ones. Like, see, no white cast. It absorbs really quickly and it's very soothing too. Like, this has a cooling property and the ingredients are very good. So I'll talk about this in my upcoming video, which I am filming today because I was so impressed by the initial feel of this product. And I do 2 layers because I'm planning on going outside today. It's such a nice day here in Canada, specifically Toronto. Clear skies, really pleasant temperature. I think I need a little more for my neck. I use a lot of sunscreen. I could be using too much, but I think there's no harm in applying more than needed, especially if I don't have um, the tendency to. A lot of my makeup contains SPF, so I am really going over what the minimum requirement is, but say, hey, there's no rules. Sometimes more is better. And you have to switch out your sun creams often, anyways. So rather than throwing out a bottle that's only half used, Sometimes um, I reach the end of the bottle, and that's always a good feeling because you know you've maximized the product for what it should be used. Okay, so give that a try. At nighttime, what I will do is I'll do the same steps minus the sunscreen and replacing the B12 or B3 with the vitamin C. So at night, when I use the vitamin C, it'll really help target hyperpigmentation. And because I'm not going outside and exposing myself to the sun, I don't have to worry about the dark spots getting darker. So when I switched it up to use the vitamin C at night, I found that my skin was clearing up a lot faster. And it also helps with making sure that it's still incorporated into my skincare routine, but away from when the sun is hitting my face. Um, a lot of questions about what other products you can combine with vitamin C. It doesn't need to be complicated. Usually, if I'm using acids like AHA and BHA, I use that away from vitamin C. So I would apply that onto my face in the morning. My toner has AHA and BHA, or I would just alternate at night if I'm using an overnight form of AHA, BHA. One night I'll use the vitamin C, the other night I'll use the acids so that you're not combining them all in the same day. The risk of combining them all in the same day, there's been a lot of studies done. Some people say that there's no harm. Other people say that it actually nets the two effects, so you won't see the optimization of the vitamin C. So I trust sort of that, and I go with not using them all at once. If I use the vitamin C, I like to use that inside with a sleeping mask that also contains vitamin C, Yuja. And then when I use the acids, I will use the toner at night with the AHA, and then also apply the BHA power liquid, and then go to bed with like another type of sleeping mask, like maybe the water sleeping mask, not a vitamin C one. Now let me know after giving this a try. Alpha arbutin after vitamin C serum. Yes, that should be fine because arbutin is meant to be a moisturizer. So if as long as it doesn't have a retinoid component, I think that that should be fine. Vitamin C generally likes to be isolated, and so when it's combined with other acids and retinoids, then that you might not see the maximum results. So if you're a little wary at first, and especially if it's harsh, then I alternate days. I personally don't have um, experience using Arbutin, so maybe you can let us know. Like, is that also for brightening and also for combating hyperpigmentation? I've only read about it, but a lot of people seem to really like it, and it seems to be really gentle as well, without producing any negative skin effects. So I think that that should be fine. A lot of the kind of routines that I've built for myself, it's all based on trial and error, to be honest. Um, there's a lot of science that goes into formulating these products. So especially the Beautycounter one, like it combines 10% vitamin C, which is known to be a good level of vitamin C for beginners, with turmeric, and turmeric is supposed to help with boosting radiance. And so I trust the science that goes behind it. And then in terms of the application, I like to still continue with my existing routine because it works for me. And that's been established over trial and error many, many times. So sometimes what works for me may not work for everyone. And you just have to kind of base it on what your skin concerns are and what you're doing to target them. For me, hyperpigmentation and dehydration has always been a concern. So I'm really fixated on nutritious ingredients that emphasize hydration, like hyaluronic acid, and then also very, very much like regimented and laser focused on sun protection. So I do not only do the creams, but I also do the hat, and I do like a lot of different other ways to protect myself from the sun. I avoid being out in direct sunlight, like doing gardening between certain hours when the sun is the strongest. So when it comes to like the order of applying skincare, generally, if you're finding that your vitamin C serum is like a thinner, more lighter texture than the alpha arbutin and other products, then you do the lighter texture first because then it absorbs into the skin, and then you can layer on all the other ingredients. I think it's great that you're using multiple products. You won't believe how many people that I've come across that don't have a skincare routine. And so, like, yes, even things like toner pads, which I'm seeing in the chat, I think that this is all new to a lot of people. So, just raising the awareness amongst each other is really great because I know that this community, we're all keen to use more than one thing, and we're all of the mindset that it does require work and patience. Um, for toner pads, I use a number of different toner pads. For dry skin and dull skin, I really like ingredients that contain lemon, so citrusy ones. Um, I like the textured ones as well. So I did a video on the lemon exfoliation pad, which explains why that one is one of my favorites. It has the balance of the key ingredient to combat dull and promote radiance, but then it also has the physical component of a texture. So with the texture, it's not abrasive. It's nothing like the Italy towel, but because you have a little bit of exfoliation, then that will really help kind of take away that top layer that's looking dull and then infuse some of the ingredients into there. So you can find a lot of options with texture. Some of the CosRX ones also have texture, but I wanted to get it to the next level. So the Neogen one is the one that I talk about in my video. And I'll post the link to that in the description of this live feed. Let's see. Yeah, the vitamin, this one is consistently a good one for beginners as well as intermediate users because it also, yes, exactly, it hydrates and it feels really nice. It has a pleasant scent, which kind of wakes me up in the morning too. And I think this is available in North America only currently at the moment. So, yes, there's a bit of a limitation there. The one that I found that was comparable to this one in terms of results is from the same brand as this vitamin B3. It's the TM vitamin C serum. And that one is one that you can obtain through websites and they will ship to India. The difference between these two are that the Beautycounter is 10% vitamin C, whereas the TM is 20%. So I would encourage you to explore a lower concentration if you're starting vitamin C for the first time, because the 20% initially it can give you tingles. So you want to work your way up to that. And Claire's, which is 5%, is a good one. And that's the one that I started off with when I introduced vitamin C into my daily routine. Yes, I've done a video on Neogen, specifically the toner pad. So you can check that out. There are a lot of really great other Neogen products, but I love their toner pads the best. If there are any other products on Neogen that you think I should be trying, like I know there's the fermented essence. I've tried a sample of that one and I thought that it was great for hydration. Um, yeah, I know 20% is a lot, but because I was at a state where I just couldn't stand the dark spots anymore, I needed to do something and I needed to do something aggressive. I used 20% and it worked really well for me. But yes, it could be too strong for a lot of people. Um, I think 10% is a good ground to reach, but starting from 5, it really helps. Anything else about vitamin C that I was thinking about? And the final thing is the expiration date. So don't hold on to vitamin C for too long. I'm sure if you have been using vitamin C for a while, you have this experience that it can change color. Sometimes with, like, say this one, it's a yellow color, so it can be hard to tell. But because the Beautycounter one is formulated with stabilized ingredients, I can tell it stays fresher longer. But some of the other ones, like Claire's, it's a clear liquid. Once it starts changing color to orange, and once it gets to brown, for sure when it's brown color, you have to get rid of it. But once it starts changing to a light orange, then you know that it's time to replenish and get a new one. Because vitamin C is so sensitive. It's also good to keep it in the fridge away from direct light. Keeping it in the bathroom exposes it to humidity, so that's not a good thing either, but it's better than direct sunlight. When I keep my vitamin C serum in the fridge, I tend to see that it does last longer, but I just apply so much so that I'm not wasting it at the end because it does go bad really quickly. I think a lot of us have that experience where we spend a lot on skincare and it's such a waste to have to throw it out. So then you end up using it on other parts of your body like hands and feet. And I mean, those are ways to do it, but ultimately you want it to end up on your face so that all the good stuff, the ingredients get absorbed to where most people see you first. And I love skincare. I love trying new things, so I have a pretty good collection. I'm sure all of it sounds like all of you do as well, but I like to also keep things fresh. So it's always a race against time, isn't it? All right. Well, okay. Needly. That's a new one. Is that a Korean brand? Needly. I got to look that up because I've tried Pcom, and that was a really great toner pad. It doesn't have the strong texture like the Neogen one does. But I just love the fact that it was so calming onto the skin. Like instantly, I can feel my skin just, coming to that level of comfort that, oh, yes. So I see it. I love the packaging. It's just very, very aesthetically, it just looks so clean like that, neatly. Picky, safe, feel the difference. Good tagline. Okay, I will look into this. Salicylic acid is the key active ingredient. So natural tea tree extract and BHA. This sounds like a good one to explore, especially for dull skin. Yeah, this is great. It's definitely on the higher price point at $60 for, looks like there's 60 pads. Oh, maybe that's reasonable, a dollar Canadian a pad. So I think that I would be interested in giving this one a try. Thank you for the recommendation. I love toner pads. I think that they're a great Korean skincare invention. They're so convenient and it makes it fun because sometimes when your skin is acting up, you just want to just wipe it off and then dispose of it. So it's great that it's made out of cotton as well. So thank you for that. I'm going to really think about the other products in the Needly line because I have been getting a lot of questions about sensitive skin. I think allergy season also contributes to people feeling like their skin is itchy or they need to just exfoliate and just get rid of whatever's built up over the winter time. So that sounds like a really great brand to look into. Any other vitamin C recommendations? I would love to hear from you in the comments. Have a great Sunday evening, I guess, for some of you. Oh, yes, yes. That is the one. So it's the same brand as this one. That's the 20% one. So the 20% is the one that I work my way up to when my hyperpigmentation is at its worst. So I really recommend that one. I also did a video on it, but I think it deserves a refresh video. So I'll be definitely talking about the vitamin C serum from TM. It's one of my favorites, and when my website launches for e-commerce, that's going to be one of the I know it's going to be one of the top sellers within Canada. It's hard to find a 20% vitamin C um, that also doesn't contain anything really harsh. And that one is priced at a very, very affordable price point compared to some of the other more higher concentration vitamin C's out there. Yeah, I can see why after using it. It's really helped erase my hyperpigmentation over just a couple of months. Like I think I used it for 3 months and my skin was visibly clearer and more uniform. So that was when I was using it in the morning, and now switching over to nighttime, it helps even more. Thanks everyone for joining. Have a great Sunday evening, Sunday morning, And I'll see you next week with another discussion on skincare and Korean dramas. Let's keep watching Our Blues and see how the stories evolve. And we will talk about it closer towards the end of the drama. I'm still really excited about it, and I can't wait to be introduced to some of the other characters that we haven't seen yet. All right, take care, everyone. Bye.